A woman don't have power over her vagina. And women recognize that. That's why they had to go push for laws and policies so they can be sexually liberated to mask that fact that they don't have power over it, so they can eliminate shame and guilt from it. So a man has power over the vagina. If I see it, if I want it, I do the necessary things and I will get it. Women don't have no power over her vagina. She never has. That's why we have a community like we have it, because a woman doesn't have that power over herself.
The dictionary defines power as a right or authority that is given or delegated to a person or body. This man claims that a woman has no power over her own body and insists that men do. This perspective is harmful and has the potential to result in acts of violence against women. The frame of reference for describing abuse is the power and control wheel. According to the power and control wheel, using male privilege to define men's and women's roles is a common abusive tactic. The dictionary defines immature as a personality trait disturbance characterized by childish, emotional, and behavior patterns. These individuals have little control over their emotions. Immature men are likely to blame others for their errors, chase girls, or force their responsibilities on others. To force is to force someone to accept or deal with something that they do not want. Immature men tend to be unrealistic in their expectations. Trigger warning for domestic violence. Here are the facts. 1 in 3 black women experience domestic violence. Black women are 80% more likely to be convicted of killing their abusive partner when defending themselves. 24 people per minute are victims of rape, physical violence, or stalking by an intimate partner in the United States. Domestic violence is a pattern of behaviors used by one partner to maintain power and control over another partner in an intimate relationship. According to the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence, more than 40% of black women have experienced intimate partner physical violence, intimate partner sexual violence, or intimate partner stalking in their lifetimes. And more than half of black adult female homicides are related to intimate partner violence.
Have y'all seen this video going around of this Nigerian man who unalived his wife in Dallas, Texas? Let me go ahead and play the 911 call for y'all.
I'm finished. Shabaka, you have finished me, man.
Hello, sir. Is somebody else hurt? Or you hurt yourself? Hello.
No,
sir?
no. Chukuna, Zubike. So this is how it ends for you. What, Jonjo?
Okay, sir. Emergency personnel are on their way as we speak.
You think I'm playing?
Sir, I know. I don't want you to do that.
Telling me that my mother cannot come and live with me. You cannot come and live with us in Dallas. Who the hell are you? You're enough, so you are gonna be.
Sir, are you there? Are you there?
So you can build house in your father's village.
Okay,
but I cannot send
sir.
the money. Me? As you be
Sir,
I should come and answer asking you for permission to spend my money.
Okay.
I'm also Kibu. Marine spirit Kibu. That's what you
sir,
are.
please.
You're a bitch. You're a bitch. You kicked me out of my own house.
Sir, please calm down. Sir, please calm down.
You want to be the man of the house, Abi? Impossible. You Americans, you think you can ruin my life, my destiny, spoil my name. But if you kill me spiritually, I will kill you physically.
I understand you're very upset right now, sir. But I need you to please calm
what
down.
are you talking about? Are you an imbecile? Me upset?
No.
Did I say she broke my phone? I said this Ogbanje finished my life. And she took everything from me. All my hard work for what? For what? Because she's a nurse, eh? Because she's a
I
nurse.
am so
I made
consider
her
with
who
him.
she is. Ask anybody. Ask anybody. I made you who you are. Eh? She was in the village begging me to marry. Eh? All her family members. Oh, begging me. It was me. You was nobody. You were nobody. You become a nurse and then you start crying. Start carrying shoulder. Start carrying shoulder, acting like madam. Eh? So that you will not give me your check anymore. Eh? Eh? So tell me to pack my load from the house that I bought. Eh?
Hello,
I call on my baby.
hello, sir.
I call on my
Hello, sir.
baby.
Can you please speak
Eh?
to me?
You know how
Can
to
you
call
please
police
focus
all the
on?
time. Wake up and call it now. Wake up and call it now.
No, like when my guy, like at the end of the video, started saying like, "Wake up now," like call the police now. That literally broke me because it just made me feel like Kujigin Kokonona, she went through so much in that marriage, things that people may know and things that people probably will never know. And it's like putting it to have that much anger in their soul for another human being that they claim to love because they feel like they have this ownership over them. My heart goes out to her family.
Emotional abuse includes non-physical behaviors that are meant to control, isolate, or frighten you. This may appear in romantic relationships as threats, insults, constant monitoring, excessive jealousy, manipulation, humiliation, intimidation, and dismissiveness. Sometimes emotional abuse is more obvious, like a partner yelling at you or calling you names. While these emotionally abusive behaviors do not leave physical marks, they do hurt, disempower, and traumatize the partner who is experiencing the abuse. Here are some common signs of abusive behavior. Even one or two of these behaviors in a relationship is a red flag that abuse may be present, telling you that you never do anything right, showing extreme jealousy of your friends or time spent away from them, preventing or discouraging you from spending time with friends, family members, or peers, insulting, demeaning, or shaming you, especially in front of other people, preventing you from making your own decisions about working or attending school, controlling finances in the household without discussion by taking your money or refusing to provide money for necessary expenses, pressuring you to have sex or perform sexual acts you're not comfortable with, pressuring you to use drugs or alcohol, intimidating you through threatening looks or actions, insulting your parenting or threatening to harm or take away your children or pets, intimidating you with weapons like guns, knives, bats, or mace, destroying your belongings or your home. All relationships exist on a spectrum from healthy to abusive, with unhealthy in between. A healthy relationship means both you and your partner are communicating, respectful, trusting, honest, equal, enjoying personal time away from each other, making mutual choices, and economic, financial partners. You may be in an unhealthy relationship if your partner is not communicating, disrespectful, not trusting, dishonest, trying to take control, only spending time together, pressured into activities, and unequal economically. Abuse is occurring in a relationship when one partner is communicating in a hurtful or threatening way, mistreating, accusing the other of cheating when it's untrue, denying their actions are abusive, controlling, or isolating their partner from others.
Despite what many people think, abuse doesn't happen because somebody loses control of their behavior. It's the exact opposite. Abuse is a deliberate choice to gain power and control over somebody else. And abusers will use a variety of tactics until they find one that works with you. Abusers need to feel in charge, so they'll make decisions without consulting you. They'll tell you what to do and expect you to obey. Or they'll treat you like a child, or a servant, or a possession. Abusers need you to feel small, so they'll do whatever they can to lower your self-esteem and make you feel defective. Because if you believe that you're worthless and nobody else would want you, then you'll never leave the relationship. Insults, name-calling, shaming, and public put-downs. They're all weapons of abuse designed to erode your self-esteem and make you feel powerless. Abusers love to isolate you. From other people, yes, but mostly from yourself. By changing the narrative, by gaslighting, by telling you that you're not remembering things correctly, They do this so you stop believing in yourself, so you stop trusting your intuition. Then they intentionally poke at your vulnerabilities and weaknesses until you explode, so they can say, look who's being abusive. And because they've already isolated you from yourself and they have you doubting yourself, you believe them. All of these things are done deliberately to wear you down, to gain control, so you never leave the relationship.
A person who has narcissistic personality disorder, as described in the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, shows extreme, rigid and consistent expressions of narcissism, including needing constant admiration from others, a sense of entitlement to special treatment and to obedience from others, exploitation of others to achieve personal gain, an unwillingness to empathize with others' feelings, wishes, or needs, intense jealousy of others, and the belief that others are equally jealous of them, pompous and arrogant demeanor, expectations of superior treatment from others, fixations on fantasies of power, success, intelligence, attractiveness, etc., and the belief that they are unique, superior, and associated with high-status people and institutions.
No one deserves to experience abuse of any kind for any reason, and every type of abuse is serious. Gaslighting is when your emotions, words, and experiences are twisted and used against you, causing you to question your reality. Gaslighting techniques that abusive partners use are withholding, countering, blocking/diverting, trivializing, and forgetting/denial. Withholding is when the abusive partner pretends not to understand or refuses to listen. This may sound like, I don't want to hear this crap again, or you're trying to confuse me. Countering is when the abusive partner questions the victim's memory of events, even when the victim remembers them accurately. This may sound like, think about when you didn't remember things correctly last time. Blocking/diverting is when the abusive partner changes the subject and/or questions the victim's thoughts. This may sound like, is that another crazy idea you got from a friend/family member? Or you're imagining things? Or quit nagging? Trivializing is when the abusive partner makes the victim's needs or feelings seem unimportant. This may sound like, you're going to get angry over a little thing like that, or you're going to let something like that come between us, or even you're too sensitive. Forgetting/denial is when the abusive partner pretends to have forgotten what actually occurred or denies things like promises made to the victim. This may sound like, I don't know what you're talking about, or I don't have to take this, or you're just making stuff up. And after their deeds are brought to light, they may cry to elicit sympathy from their victim. Abusers often minimize or deny their behaviors or even shift the blame to the non-abusive person. While it can feel like your partner just doesn't get it and lacks self-awareness, this is often an emotionally abusive tactic used to make the other partner question themselves. You might be a victim of gaslighting if you constantly second-guess yourself. You ask yourself, am I too sensitive? Multiple times a day. You often feel confused and even crazy. You're always apologizing to your partner. You frequently make excuses for your partner's behavior to friends and family. You find yourself withholding information from friends and family so you don't have to explain or make excuses. You know something is terribly wrong, but you can never quite express what it is, even to yourself. You start lying to avoid the put-downs and reality twists. You have trouble making simple decisions. You have the sense that you used to be a very different person, more confident, more fun-loving, more relaxed. You feel hopeless and joyless. You feel as though you can't do anything right. You wonder if you are a good enough partner. If any of these signs ring true for you, please call 1-800-799 7233 to speak with an advocate for the National Domestic Violence Hotline. So, how do you know if you are in an emotionally abusive relationship? Here are some red flags. Your partner wants access to your phone, your passwords, or your social media. Your partner overloads you with compliments and gifts and then uses that to manipulate you later. Love bombing. Your partner wants you to ask for permission before doing something or spending time with other people. Your partner doesn't want you to work. Your partner is critical of your appearance. Your partner threatens suicide during arguments. Your partner does not trust you and acts possessive. Your partner is constantly accusing you of cheating.
Oh, damn. I thought I was done for the day. Oh, but I have to respond to this. Let me explain what a need looks like. A need for a human is food, water, shelter. Y'all know the 1950s that a lot of these red pill talking points stem from when there were traditional relationships? It was because women could not facilitate food, water, and shelter without a man. Those things were directly correlated to give the men, mainly these men of average finance and average socioeconomic status, a sort of irreplaceability. That was done intentionally. Why is this important? Because fast forward the tape to the modern women that you guys despise, women who've actually evolved. We can maintain and ascertain our own food, water, and shelter. The bridge to getting food, water, and shelter is no longer a man. So the memory of women needing men, or a time when women did need men, is all you will ever have. Women are not unhealthy because they no longer need men. Women never really needed men. The government literally had to step in and create a society that made the average man invaluable by limiting women purposely. So it's not a bad thing that you're not needed. You should actually be wanted or preferred. But y'all don't like that because you actually have to be appealing to women, which is something that you don't want to be obligated to do. So if anything, it is you whose therapist failed you. And I can totally tell you've never been to any real therapy because you would understand enmeshment. Pause to read. So as it turns out, we're actually supposed to have an identity outside of our man and personal autonomy. The very thing that you all despise. So you want us to rely on you to feel worthwhile and valid. My friend, that is codependency. I hope this helps. Bye-bye.
I think me and Sis just came up with the slogan for this Black woman movement happening. Being alone is the new Black love.